And I've been working every day for about 15 years now. And I've never been a watcher of TV in the morning. I do listen to radio in the morning, the talk radio, so I guess this is kind of the same. But have you ever wondered what kind of people wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to come do those early morning programs? If you ever have, this show's going to be for you. This time we're talking about The Morning Show on the Everyman Movie Review. Hey everybody, and thank you for joining me for yet another episode of the Everyman Movie Review. If you are enjoying these programs, and I hope that you are, make sure that you like and subscribe, and that you turn on notifications so that you know when a new episode is available for you. This episode, I'm continuing what we've been doing for the past few, and that's talking about, rather than a movie, a series, specifically from Apple TV. I was able to do a little meandering, a little searching through Apple TV, and found a couple of series that really just hit the mark for me. So I'm going to do something a little different, and I know I said I wouldn't really do reviews for a series, but here we are doing a review for series, specifically these series available on Apple TV. This time we are talking about The Morning Show. This is probably the one show that drew me to Apple TV more than anything else. Steve Carell is in a return to a series, and he's definitely not playing Michael Scott. Unless Michael Scott had, the button under his desk that would shut and lock the door. Anyway, before we get too far into this, let's get through the pleasantries, shall we? The Morning Show was created by Jay Carson, and it was developed by Cory Ellison. It is starring Jennifer Aniston as Alex Levy, Reese Witherspoon as Bradley Jackson, Billy Crudup as Cory Ellison, Mark Duplass as Chip Black, Nestor Carbonell as Yanko Flores, Bel Powley as Claire Conway, Steve Carell as Mitch Kessler, and someone who didn't appear in every episode but I feel like is worth mentioning, Marcia Gay Harden as Maggie, as well as a fantastic supporting cast throughout the entire series. So The Morning Show, everything you wish you knew and didn't know about Regis and Kathie Lee. It's actually not really Regis and Kathie Lee, it is more about the Today Show, where Mitch Kessler, played by Steve Carell, is essentially Matt Lauer. And Alex, played by Jennifer Aniston, is his Katie Couric. These two have been on The Morning Show for years and years. They're a familiar face. But Mitch gets caught up in a sex scandal or a harassment scandal. I don't know if they're in the beginning they are completely clear about what happened, but something inappropriate happened and Mitch got Me Too'd. But it's not just a story about Mitch and Alex, it's about everyone who makes this morning show possible. It's essentially going behind the scenes on what a morning show is and how do they put it together, including the fact that they wake up at 3:30 in the morning to go to work. So chalk that up as a job I cannot and will not ever do. So after Mitch has his fall from grace, Alex is left on the show by herself, a position that she's not too familiar with. In fact, she's become very comfortable being the right hand to Mitch, the guy who's the glad hander and the one who kind of gets things done, and she just floats along. And this is also happening while she is in the midst of a contract renegotiation. So it really is a testament to bringing out the best or the worst in a person when there is a really stressful situation and there are high stakes. The network is bringing in a few people to sit beside her and see whether or not they have chemistry to bring in something, someone permanently. And, a lot of shows have done this. Regis and Kathie Lee became Regis and somebody, and then Regis left, and then Kelly was there and Michael came for a while, and there's just an exchange, and we kind of get to see that happen from behind the scenes, except for under the pressure of having this sex scandal over the top of everything and kind of clouding the whole situation at The Morning Show. But Alex makes a bold decision. She's been told she does not get to choose her co-host, and the network will decide based on testing, and while accepting an award, she announces her new co-host, Bradley Jackson, played by Reese Witherspoon. Now, Bradley is an on-scene reporter. She goes out and goes everywhere, and she finds a story. She's an investigative reporter, and she has very little experience behind a desk. But Alex somehow feels that she can mold her, she can train her, and she'll have someone who has Alex to thank for her position, and that's most important. Except maybe not the most important, maybe the second most important. The most important is she has Bradley, a female, on the desk with her and will no longer have to worry about another sex scandal taking down the show. But as is apt to happen when you hire a stranger to sit next to you every morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, they don't nearly mesh well, and there's a lot of problems between them and the staffs, and people who are loyal to Mitch, despite the fact he's kind of a dirtbag, and Bradley finds the button under the desk that you press to make the door close automatically and lock. Like, all of that stuff happens, and I feel like a lot of it is taken directly from the headlines. It really is a lot of the guys who have been Me Too'd and their kind of story arcs. We see a lot of that in the morning show. But most importantly, we see a very strong protagonist in Alex, played by Jennifer Aniston, and a supporting actress played by Reese Witherspoon, Bradley Jackson, who is just there and they're trying to make it work the best they can. But they have personal stuff going on and this professional stuff going on, and nothing is easy. And I think that is kind of the overarching message, is like, doing a morning show is not easy. And I wouldn't expect that it would be. Again, you have to get up at 3:30 in the morning. But, I thought that I was going to love this because it was Steve Carell's return to a sitcom. Not really a sitcom. It's more of a dramatic piece. But, there's a lot of comedy in it. And I thought that I was just going to enjoy seeing Steve back on the TV again. And I did. But that's not the reason I stuck around. I stuck around because of the dynamic between Cory, who's Billy Crudup, who works as an executive for the network, and Alex and Bradley, and just like, there's a lot of shady stuff going on. And I know this is an industry I want to get into. I understand that the entertainment industry, in a lot of ways, is not clean. It's not bold lines. It's a lot of gray areas. And it kind of explores all of those things. And it's just fantastic for that. And in the end, you don't know who you're cheering for sometimes. Like, sometimes you think you're cheering for somebody, and then a twist happens, and you're actually thinking about somebody else, and it keeps you trying to spin plates. The show itself is basically spinning plates, and it keeps you, the viewer, in the position of trying to spin those plates too. Now, as I said, this was the show that really brought me to Apple TV. It's one of the reasons I wanted to get Apple TV, so I could watch the show and watch Steve Carell. I wouldn't say that after all of my meandering and discovery, it's the one that should have brought me. I think that the Apple Plus lineup is fantastic, and all this original programming, it's really good. And the morning show is strong. It's a strong place in that. It had the most recognizable faces. I mentioned him in my cast list there, but Nestor Carbonell, who plays Yanko, he's the mayor from Batman Begins, or The Dark Knight. One of those. The guy who always looks like he has, mascara on, that's him. And he's there playing a strong supporting role. Just everyone does such a great job as their characters, and how all of these seemingly odd-shaped pieces fit together into a puzzle. I mean, I think that is what makes the show fantastic. Again, I don't think it's the strongest of the offerings, but maybe that's just because I found stuff that I really liked. For All Mankind, the previous review. That is my top tier when it comes to shows on Apple Plus, as well as the show that's coming for the next review. So you're going to have to stick around to check that out. But the morning show is really, really good. And it's something different. I think through these reviews I'm going to do for Apple TV shows, you're going to be able to find one thing that is really kind of in the ballpark. It's in the breadbasket, and you just want to turn on it to hit a home run. Now, it might not be all of them. I enjoyed all of them. But, maybe this isn't for you. Well, maybe the space one isn't for you. Maybe For All Mankind, not for you. This is way more down to earth. It's more like a procedural. It's like The West Wing at a movie studio. Not quite Sports Night, because it's not as funny, I don't think. But it has its moments. It's dramatic in a different way. All of this original program has been so good. And I think that the morning show is just yet another reason for you to check out Apple TV. And again, the morning show is available exclusively on Apple TV. I do believe that they are offering a free trial period. If not, it's 100% worth it just to pick up Apple TV for these shows that I'm reviewing for you, including the morning show, which is available there. And if you choose to get a free trial or a subscription, I highly recommend, as one of the first shows you check out, the morning show. So there you have it, yet another episode of the Everyman Movie Review in the books. First up, before even the patrons, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, I finally got a haircut. No, I didn't go out to a salon. If you guys come to my channel just to check out the Everyman Movie Reviews, you're not going to want to miss the video of me cutting my hair live on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. I put up a poll and said, should I wait or should I cut it now? Overwhelmingly, people said cut it. So Roxy had been hitting me up to cut my hair since she got here, and I let her do it. And you can watch the video and all the kind of ridiculousness that went on during that right here on the YouTube channel. You're going to find that video right here. And I'm going to be looking to do more videos like that. So make sure you check out all the new releases on the channel. You're not going to be disappointed. Now, one thing you won't see here on YouTube is the longer version of it, the one with bonus footage after the live stream stopped, because that is only for my patrons over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Robert N. Cheek. Some folks over there are getting behind the scenes action. They're getting exclusives that nobody will see. They're coming along with me as I write my next book. Those are all things you can experience for as little as $1. It is 100% worth it. And you can also then know that you're supporting me doing my work and everything that I'm doing. So go on over to Patreon, sign up to be a supporter, and check out all of the stuff I have going on over there. And of course, I don't want to forget about the social media. You can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, TikTok, everywhere at Robert N. Cheek. I try to keep up. I try to post a lot. I have been posting an exponential amount during the George Floyd protests. So make sure you're following me to get all the latest on my life. And of course, one last thing, robertncheek.com, still under construction, but we are starting to get more content up there. If you're looking for anything about what I'm working on or what I have or what's out there in the world, you're going to find it at robertncheek.com, including all of these videos, the other videos from YouTube, the books, the screenplays, all of that. At robertncheek.com, that's the place to go. You're not going to want to miss it. And finally, if you can't get enough of me because, why would you? Make sure you're checking out the Oh the Anthem podcast. New episodes every single Tuesday at ohtheanthem.com, on YouTube at Oh the Anthem, and on anchor.fm/Oh the Anthem. Me and my buddy Cory have now done 320 plus weeks of consecutive new episodes, new material every single week. But thank you for checking out this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you a little break from everything that's going on in the world around us, and that it lets you recharge and give yourself a little self-care. Make sure you come back. New episodes every Thursday and one day in between, plus other stuff that's going on that's not the reviews. Make sure you turn on the notifications. It'll let you know whenever I post something new. And until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. Have a great week, everybody.